Hundreds of people filled Wade Chapel on the campus of Wake Forest University last night to hear 12-time NBA All-Star Chris Paul talk about his new book. 61 Life Lessons from Papa on and off the court discusses the 2002 murder of Chris's grandfather, Nathaniel Jones, and the 61-point game Chris had in high school just 5 days later. Our Kenny Beck spoke with Chris one-on-one. The first thing he asked him was why he felt compelled to write this memoir now.
You know, I feel like had I did it any earlier or at a younger age, I wouldn't have the perspective that I have now. You know, being a father of two kids, a 14-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl, is giving me an opportunity to really reflect on my relationship with my granddad, but also able to appreciate my kids' relationship with my parents.
What's the most important thing he taught you?
The importance of family, faith in family. My grandfather wasn't really like somebody who said, now watch this, now listen to this. He wasn't really a big talker, he was just a doer. So me and my brother, we saw his actions, we saw the way that he treated people, we saw the way that he worked.
How old were you when you truly realized the impact of that 61-point game?
I don't know, I think sometimes it's still kind of surreal, you know, hard to believe that it happened. And I saw someone today who said that they were actually at the game. I just know how much of an out-of-body experience it was for me, so I can't imagine what it was like for people sitting in the stands. But I know I keep the basketball. Like, I still have the basketball from that game. Yes, it's in a case at my parents' house, and it sits there, and it's like my prized possession.
Out of all the hardware you've accumulated,
that's the one you better not mess with.
You've said that writing this book was a rewarding experience. I would have to imagine that at times it was also quite challenging to relive that week again and again.
As tough as writing the book was, the audio book was harder. The audio book was a lot harder because I sort of had to voice it. I had to say it. I was done with the book, but then, you know, when I do the audio book, you know, I had an iPad set up at my house, had headphones on, and I'm reading the book for the audio version. And I'm very visual, so when I'm doing the audio book, I'm reliving it.
What do you want people to take away from this book after they read it?
I feel like everyone who knows me or my family or obviously here from home have sort of known this story about me and my grandfather. But the coolest part to me now is to know that my grandfather's legacy and his importance is touching so many other lives, right? So throughout this book, there's so many different lessons here and there. There's a lot of laughter in there, a lot of realness, but I hope people realize that when you do lose someone really close to you that you love, that even though you lose them in the flesh, you don't necessarily lose all the memories and all the good times that you had with them.
What would Papa Chili think about this book, and what would Papa Chili think about Chris Paul in the year 2023?
My Papa Chili would probably hate this book because he didn't do anything for notoriety, right? My granddad just did what he did his work, did for his family, and he stayed out the way. So this book would definitely be too much publicity for him and his liking. You know, I don't know what my grandfather would think of me. I think the thing that he would be most happy and proud of is just that our family is still intact and our family is still together. You know, I lost my grandmother when I was 7. We lost him when I was 17. So to see his two daughters, you know, and their kids, and me and my brother live in LA, and so does my aunt's kids. They live out there with us, and just to see everybody still together, I think that's what he'd be most proud of. If I could say something to him, I don't know, I'd probably just tell him I miss him. And more than anything, I wish he got a chance to meet my family. You know, my wife, and especially my kids. My granddad liked to laugh. He liked to laugh a lot. And if he got a chance to meet my family, it'd be nonstop laughing.